Alright, this is Big Boss from Foxhound Woods Ball, coming to you from Fort Lauderdale, and right now it is pitch black in my room. I've boarded up everything in preparation for the hurricane that's coming, so as far as wanting to get this video out as soon as possible, I've decided that I'm going to skip any kind of editing process. This is going as is, one continuous take. But right now, I can't see jack shit, so let me grab a light. Ah, there we are. Okay, now, I've been screwing around with lighting options for years on this stuff, so I'm leaving it at that, but let me find a better light instead of wasting my Zippo fluid. Ah, here we are. Okay, now that that's taken care of. Now, this is just to illustrate the fact that no matter what happens, power outage, you're playing on a paintball field at night, you're in the campsite with no generators or anything, having a good lighting capability is a good thing to have. It's utilitarian in that respect. It's a lot easier and potentially safer than building a fire. So that being said, let me get on some actual lighting in here so that way we can continue with this. Now, I'll admit, a lot of my stuff is not just paintball related, it's not just the tactical side of the industry or looking at military equipment that can be used for paintball, but a little bit of the prepper, survivalist type mentality in there too, because we all want to prepare for a good time on the field. We also want to be able to have means of covering ourselves if anything happens. As I referred to in my SOP video with all that kind of stuff, as well as a little survival kit, shit like that. Whatever happens, having something to help you isn't a bad thing. For all you guys that are concealed carry permit holders or guys that just like to have fun, same principle as why a concealed carry permit holder is strapped and why guys carry protection. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Now, moving from there, when we talk about lights for our personal use on the paintball field, our equipment, tactical situations, we have a vast array of options, and this covers the gambit for just about everything. Now, one of the most basic is a flashlight. We all know that, but what kind of lights are out there, what can be used for? As far as being a tactical player, nothing says tried and true like a GI issue flashlight. I've had this light for a good number of years. I brought this with me when I went to summer leadership school when I was a JROTC cadet back in 04, 05, in that time frame. Now, this is powered by 2D cells. It's got a replacement bulb in here. It's got light filters. Because of its unique angle head design, which is a take on a Boy Scout model, you can actually stand this thing up on a surface and it'll stay. It works great if you need to do something around the house and you need to stand a light there instead of like trying to aim it somewhere and it'll fall off. So this thing has a good deal of utilitarian value to it. It's got the little hook here, well, the little hanging loop, so that way you can hang it up somewhere if you need to. You could hook this thing from right here on the little hook. You could hook it onto your web gear. You can hook it onto your molly rig. And one of the benefits is that it also has a screw cap here. One thing screws onto the light to keep the batteries in. The other is a storage compartment for these. These are various light filters. As you can see, red, green, blue, and yellow. Now, what are these good for? Now, as you can see, unscrewing flashlight. As you can see, this is, yeah, 4 caps. 2 of them hold your special accoutrements like your lenses. The other keeps the bulb and the batteries in. So, going from there, as you can see, I attached the red filter, and this is ideal for conditions where you don't need white light, where it'll only compromise your position on a paintball field. But from a safety standpoint, it also helps as far as what I said with tactical stuff, but safety wise, it's good for signaling. You could signal with this thing. This has a 3-stage switch on here, bottom being off. The middle one allows you to actuate this little button here, so that way you could signal if you need to, and you also have a constant on with this one. Now, with that being said, this is probably one of the cheapest lights you can get your hands on, or the second cheapest depending upon your budget, what you're looking for. This thing comes in several different varieties. This one, which is a classic GI style, which is powered by 2 D-cell batteries. You've got one that's powered by AA batteries. You've also got LED versions, though those are probably made overseas and are not GI issues, so make sure you look into it. Buy from trusted sources like US Cavalry, Black Hawk, or your local GI surplus site if you want to go that route. Other than that, these flashlights are great to have. They're ideal to work with in a lot of situations. I wouldn't necessarily carry this big thing on me personally if I'm doing a walk on field or an outlaw game where I'm going to be out there during the day and then camp at night. So there's that. I got this one for about 3-4 bucks at a surplus shop several years ago. This is a basic LED flashlight. This one is in, got 2 of these in various camo patterns. Now, these lights are very, very good because they are cheap, they are reliable, they are easily replaceable. These are powered by 3 AAA batteries with a end cap switch on here, so that way you have a very bright light in a compact package. Now, generally speaking, you're talking rule of 3. You've got one for certain situations, you got it on your gun, you got it on your gear rig, you got one somewhere else on your person in case one it goes down or you need to put additional light in various places. And that brings me on to one of my personal lights that I use on my gun. This is a tactical flashlight from my friends at Acid Tactical. As you can see, the little Acid Tac logo right here. Now, I reviewed this thing several years ago, and I gotta say, this is one of my best lights that I've got next to my GI issue one. As you can see how bright it is. For such a compact light, this one is very powerful. A major LED bulb powered by a CR123A battery. You've got the little lanyard on here to keep it on your wrist if you're using it for basic uses like walking the dog. Could hook this thing up under a car hood if you need to work on the car at night. If you need to in an emergency situation, tactically speaking, because I didn't remove the RIS attachment on here, you can actually attach this to your guns, your shotgun, your rifle, your SBRs, even a pistol if you need to. For a safety standpoint, this is good to if you're sweeping the room or stuff like that, if you need to clear it, or in your own home if something goes bump in the night. That's everything especially good. So, that being said, having one of those is probably one of your best investments. You could get this little flashlight over at acidtactical.com. I will post the link in the description to the video. And moving on, what if we're looking for non-pyrotechnic, you don't need to change batteries, very cheap, very disposable light sticks? These are also called chem lights or something to that nature. I usually keep these in my rig as part of an emergency setup. Now, it says 2 of them in here. These are ones I got from my local grocery store during 4th of July weekend. They got the little hooks on here. You could use these for parties. You can use these for camping. They're great to hook onto just about anything around the house if you need to illuminate the house for the night. Now, these things have come a long way since their introduction in the 70s. Military versions, they can burn for 12 hours non-stop, and they come in a rainbow of colors. They even have ones that are specially designed to work not in the visual light sense, but also the infrared idea, meaning that you're only able to view these chem lights from a pair of night vision goggles. There's that consideration. From a safety standpoint on the paintball field, if you're playing at a night game with chem lights, you can use the chem lights to mark the boundaries of the field, or you could give red chem lights to one team, blue chem lights to the other, have it like that as a ID friend or foe type situation. Or if you're just playing at night and you need something to help identify players, have it on their vest, their helmet, the mask, whatever. These are a great thing to carry with you on the field. Great to throw in a go bag, gear rig, anything like that. Now, with that being said, that's pretty much all I've got covered. But for emergency situations, what I just showed in the beginning of this video, nothing says utilitarian like the Zippo lighter. These things have been around for a good 70, 80 years. How many of us can say that their grandfathers never carried a Zippo on them when they got deployed to Europe or the Pacific back in World War II? These things are iconic. Soldiers traded these things with the Brits for tea, cigarettes. These things were a hot collector's item when they first came out, and their endurance to just about everything is superb. As you can see, flip it open. This grated chimney is the secret why this thing is windproof. As you can see, strike the flint, got chemical the fluid in here to help it burn with the wick. These things have been able to go around the world and back and still work to this day. You can find these things that have been around since the 40s and they will work fine. Just gotta keep them oiled, change the flints out when they're worn. Other than that, this thing is considered pretty high class in a lot of circles next to today's kids that use the Bic lighters, but I digress from that. Now anyway, you guys can catch a little bit of a written version of this over at outerheavenpaintball.blogspot.com. I will post a link in the description to this video. Anyway, this is Big Boss and I'm out of here.